Hello, Retro Rangers! It's time for us to have yet another Retro Rangers watch party. And it being the Retro Rangers in a brand new year, well, we are just so delighted to have you with us and to start off with a lot of fun. What can I tell you about tonight? I didn't load it up. I'll just describe it to you. Tonight we're watching a movie from 1964. It's a Vincent Price movie. It's in black and white. It's called The Last Man on Earth. Let's get going.
Fair use. Fair use. Having fun, you know. Giving comments and reviews, and it's covered by fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Having fun, you know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
With the Retro Rangers, Retro Rangers, Retro Rangers, Retro Rangers,
Hey, all righty, Roo. Time for us to have a good time watching a movie together, something we just love to do. I don't know what your snacks are tonight. I don't have a whole lot of food, but I am tonight. I will be drinking a hard soda in the style of the Jarritos, but it's not. This is the Cantaritos. Yeah, is that right? Cantaritos, and it's a tamarind hard soda that'll be part of my entertainment for myself. We have a great bunch over in chat. That's always a thrill. Hi, Diana. Okay, we're going to lose Diana J. Brody at 6 for the Golden Globes. Fair. Nikki Glazer is hosting tonight. That's going to be really funny. She is really insulting. So that's going to be fantastic. We have got our good friend Raphael is with us. And Chris is here. Chris says, I have a full refrigerator, so I'm ready to go. Not only am I ready to go, but we have, of course, the man who helps me organize all this, the best damn co-host I ever could have asked for. Here he is. It's Commander Joe Townsell. Joe Townsell, how are you, my friend?
Oh, John Weber, my captain. I am doing fantastic. I am been looking forward to tonight's episode so much. And of course, our special guest, which we'll bring on shortly.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we're going to have a great one.
Now, speaking of our special guest, tonight is a horror movie. And whenever we watch horror, we love to call our friend El Tiburon, who is very much a maven of the horror and science fiction genres, and yet is a lot younger than we are. So his reference points are really interesting compared to Joe's and mine, us being very, very old men.
But we continue to try to expand upon El Tiburon's reference points, and hopefully we'll do that tonight as well.
Here we go. Retro Tiburon is with us. El Tiburon, thank you so much for joining us. It was a short notice invitation, and you accepted right away. So graciously, we would really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me, and I would do anything for a watch along of Jason X. That's what we're watching, right?
Oh,
please tell me we're watching Jason X.
Did you fib John to entice Tiburon to join us?
Did you lie to me, John? Are we not watching Jason X?
Here's the thing: I would, in a heartbeat, I would. I actually would like to see Jason X under those circumstances. A watch party with the Retro Rangers and El Tiburon. Oh, that would be heaven on earth for me. So we'll see. I don't think they're going to let us do it, but maybe someday. We're going to be doing something different tonight. We're going to be dropping out the audio a lot. So I've got some backup music, and of course I've got two very entertaining co-hosts, and I've got a very entertaining chat. So we can pull up a little bit of music here and there, but as we are constantly fighting with YouTube to let us do this, to let us do watch parties and live reviews, this seems to be what's working right now. Let's see if it works. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see.
Well,
All
this
right,
should
fellas.
be good. I mean, there's very, in our main feature tonight, there's very little of a music score. The audience should know, by the way, that John and Tiburon have not seen tonight's feature, so that'll make it very interesting as well. And we'll see how that goes.
Good point.
But I always enjoy watching John get the shivers when we watch something scary. So
I'm not big with horror. I don't love it. I think I enjoy it, but I'm so sensitive to it that it tends to be. Raphael says, "Shh, the algorithm is listening."
I love Raphael's new avatar, by the way. I want to mention that.
Yes, that's really nice. Yeah, well done, Raphael. He's on top of that stuff.
It looks like Tales from the Hood a little bit. The cover of Tales from the Hood.
Perfect. Yes.
So, Joe, what do you think we should cover and when? How should we get into this, sir?
Well, we do have a special mini feature before the main feature, but if you will indulge me, gentlemen, I would like to give a little bit of background on what we're going to see tonight. So it all began with this. Let me bring that into focus if I can over here, maybe. There we go. This is one of my prized possessions. It is an original publication of I Am Legend by the great Richard Matheson, writer of many great Twilight Zone episodes, writer of many books that have been turned into wonderful movies, such as Somewhere in Time, Bid Time Return, etc. So he's definitely an author even if you don't know him. And he wrote this great, very brief, very easy read. It's not thick. Great novel back in the day. And this novel has been adapted not once, not twice, but 3 times. What we're seeing tonight is the first adaptation starring Vincent Price called The Last Man on Earth. Now, it was also adapted in the early 70s as The Omega Man starring Charlton Heston. And then finally, its namesake adaptation, I Am Legend, with Will Smith in 2007, I believe. So there you go. I mean, it's been adapted 3 times with varying degrees of success. I'll probably have more to say throughout the film and maybe afterwards. But I'm so excited to tell you that don't ask me how. It was through ill-gotten means, less than honorable kind of shady dealings, that we have acquired a unknown deleted scene from the Omega Man of all things. So I'm going to ask John if he wants to roll that now. I mean, this is really a treasure. It's a deleted scene / alternate ending to the Omega Man. So I'm glad everyone's here tonight to see it. It is a Retro Rangers exclusive.
I, by the way, have seen Omega Man, and I have seen I Am Legend. El Tiburon, you must have seen Will Smith in I Am Legend.
I haven't seen any of these movies.
Wow! All right,
fantastic. We're doing good work here. All right, so here's the deleted scene. Hey, Shode's with us. Excellent.
Hello, Shode, just in time.
Hey, what's up, Shode?
And Diana J. Brody would like to point out the ending to the Will Smith I Am Legend was pure bullshit.
Well, remind us, we'll have a little bit more to say about that later, I think.
All right, here we go. The deleted scene. It's a Retro Rangers exclusive.
And now, a Retro Rangers exclusive. The Omega Man. Deleted scene. Oh, you're a pain in my ass, Neville. I'm going to get you with my spear. Hold still. Here it comes. Oh, no, you don't, Matthias. I'm going to catch your spear. Oh, Lisa, you're in the way. Get out of the way. Oh, no, I got Lisa. Oh, Matthias is going to be really pissed now. I better hightail it out of New York. Good thing I had that extra spaceship in my garage. I got away just in time, but I've gone through some kind of time warp, and I think I'm crash landing back to Earth. I don't know. Or it'll be some kind of weird planet with damn dirty apes. Well, fortunately, the apes were friendly. They even shared their Soylent Green cracker snacks with me. So I lived happily ever after on the planet of the apes.
It seems like a lot more than a scene.
Suffice it to say, maybe it's best that they went with the ending they chose.
I think so. I think so. All right. So we do want to let you know that next week we're going to have our good friend Barry the K back on the show, and we're going to watch the very first time Columbo ever appeared on TV. It's a weird little show called Enough Rope, and as Joe's graphic here explains, this isn't a whodunit, this is a how catch 'em, which was actually a genre of mystery created for Columbo. There are a couple other characters that would do this, but Columbo is the main detective where you would have to try to figure out how to catch him. So Barry's going to be with us. This is going to be so much fun. Just as Diana J. Brody says. So join us next week for that, won't you? And now, gentlemen, without further ado, I think we can start the watch party. Everybody feel comfortable?
I think so. Again, to remind everybody, this is the first adaptation of I Am Legend by Richard Matheson, titled The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price. And here we go.
I believe, Joe, that this is an Italian film in origin.
Yes, made in Italy, so it shows at times.
I always love when I'm watching a movie and it's an Italian film, because you can always tell with the women's fashions and their hair and how every one of them is like 32 and they're gorgeous, and it's fun. All right,
although not so much in this film.
One or two.
Yeah.
One or two in this film, but not a lot. Yeah, it's true. Okay, here we go. Oh, hang on. Said I was going to mute it. I'm going to mute it.
So this is not obviously an American cityscape. I think it's pretty apparent, but
yeah.
We're setting the mood here. Of course, we got kind of a grainy black and white feel going on here to set the mood.
So this is a black and white film. Now, I had been, I think, erroneously thinking that it was from the 50s, but it is from 1964, correct?
That's correct. The book was written in the late 50s.
Oh, I see.
Right.
I see. And Richard
Okay,
Matheson.
Now we're getting kind of that, oh, wait a minute, where is everybody vibe?
All right.
So this is in Italy, is it? Shot in Italy?
Filmed in Italy. Not set in, but filmed in.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They think they're getting away with telling us that this is the United States of America, I believe.
It's kind of like how now the U.S. looks, all the United States looks like Canada or Georgia.
Occasionally New Zealand.
Now, isn't that a cheery message on your community church marquee? the end has come.
I gotta say, that is a minister who was like, I'm just done.
Yeah.
Even he lost faith, huh?
Now, I gotta give it up. I can't remember how old Vincent Price is at the making of this film, but brother is keeping it tight.
Yeah,
he's very proud.
In terms of the character, there ain't a lot of chow out there. He's kind of having to scavenge for victuals,
Well, he's probably been eating Italian cooking for a couple of weeks at least at this point, so good for him.
Yeah. That's true. He could be getting fed on pasta. So now, in case the dead bodies on the stairs didn't convince you, the font of the title should tell you this is indeed a horror movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I love that font. Looks cool.
Do you have a name for that font, Joe? Because you do handle all the typefaces for the show.
Well, and I have one that's similar, but unfortunately the name escapes me at the moment. But suffice it to say, it's a very effective one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I love this part of the film too, because he ran out of calendar.
Yeah. And again, considering just like the other two adaptions, it's set a few years after the current day.
Oh, right.
So we're somewhere around 68, 69, which is 4 or 5 years after the whatever apocalypse has occurred.
Of course, it's an all-Italian crew. I just want to prepare everybody for how incredibly racist I am against Italians.
Really?
Oh, I'm so racist against Italians because I don't think of them as a race. They're an ethnicity,
Mm-hmm.
and they're funny, and they should admit it.
Well, and there was a clue right there. It's filmed in Italy. He had a whole bunch of garlic on his door. I mean, there could be no other reason for garlic there, is there?
Of course, I'm immediately jealous because his garage is cleaner than mine.
That's
hey,
gonna be
Retro
one.
Ryan's with us.
What's up,
Hey.
Ryan? Or as
Good
I
to
like
have
to
you
call
along,
him,
Ryan.
or as I like to call him, Rye Dog.
Right
The
on.
Rye Dog. Says I just asked Tim about you guys last night.
Yeah, we were talking.
Oh.
We were talking on Discord last night.
Oh, cool.
So glad you could be with us, Redog. I like that name too. I'm gonna use it.
Chris says I was married to an Italian, so am I. LOL. Oh, racist against Italians. Yes. Yes. I once did a stand-up comedy show produced by my friend Anthony Pulcini, and it was going to be Italian Fest, and we booked all Italian comedians, and we did a lot of Italian jokes, and they were so offended. And I'm like, look, as a guy who's primarily like Scotch Irish, you gotta be okay with the white people who are racist against white people. You have to be. That's just how the world works.
So you're saying Italians don't have a sense of humor? Is that what you're saying?
Here's the thing: they don't have a sense of humor about Italians.
Okay.
They actually have great senses of humor.
Now, wouldn't you hate to have this as a every morning chore, having to take the dead bodies out of your yard and your driveway?
Hey, I'll take that over having to go to Costco with my wife any day.
Oh man, that reminds me. I'm going to Costco tomorrow, bright and early. I have a list as long as your arm. All the stuff I gotta get.
Well, assuming the supplies are holding up, I mean, our character here, and I'll go ahead and name him since we're not listening a lot. The character's name is Robert Morgan. For some reason, the adapters of this film felt the need to change his name from Neville to Morgan. But
so
we were watching Robert Morgan here. Yes.
Yeah.
And assuming that supplies are holding out, he could just have a field day at Costco. It's like supermarket sweep for him.
Hey, I appreciated Ryan. Everybody smash that like button, beam them up, Scotty.
Absolutely.
If you are not already following Retro Rangers HQ, please do so. Chris actually just recently subbed to Retro Rangers HQ.
Thank you guys.
Why is that coffee mug so short?
Well, it's a little dainty cup.
I think coffee mugs are a relatively new thing. Like the big coffee mug, because it used to be like China. Like
yeah, you'd have you use them for coffee and tea. Just a little, so you can stick your pinky out when you're drinking it.
It was grandma's, way of doing things, and I do have to address this. No, you misunderstand me, Chris. I'm saying Italians are white. That's why they have to get used to being made fun of, because it's part of being white. You get made fun of. Just like me, he's carrying the whole coffee pot around. Yes. Come on, he's the last man on earth. Come on.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you should do is fire that maid. This place is a wreck.
Why does he have that doll? Oh, is it a really sad reason?
I think so, John.
Oh no, that's you'd have a coffee cup and a saucer. Does anyone even use the saucer anymore? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't washed a saucer and I can't tell you how long. And I do like washing dishes.
Did maybe the coaster replace the saucer? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I think coffee as like lifeblood, that is the latter half of the 20th century. I'm not sure they were so much on the well, I know they were drinking at work a lot in the earlier part of the 20th century.
Well, I mean, at this era, I mean, we basically are talking about dainty cup and saucer as a social thing,
True. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's a
put
major year off. It'd have to be.
It looks like that coffee's not working. He still looks like he's a bit sluggish.
Well, he doesn't rest very well at night, Mario. As you'll soon see why.
Oh, Shode is being very proper English. The saucers for your biscuit to perch upon. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Plus, you can catch a few drops of the coffee spillage if there is any. Oh, now here we go. We got a little bit of a project going.
He's working, I believe, a lathe.
I just know it looks like it really hurt if you shove in someone's chest. That might be the reason for it. I'm not sure.
Is the oh yeah. They're making it very clear that he's made a big bag of steaks.
Yes.
So where are the cucumber sandwiches? Yeah, that sounds good, man. Do love me a cucumber sandwich now and again. Fellas, have you ever had a cucumber sandwich?
No, like literal bread with just cucumbers in the middle.
Usually buttered, and then you just lay out some cucumbers, a little salt. They're crispy.
Wow, that sounds really gross.
It sounds better than what one of my buddies on YouTube suggested, and I actually ate was a pineapple and cheese sandwich.
Oh, how was that?
I couldn't sleep. I had like a bad stomach ache.
Oh man, that sounds bad.
Never eat a pineapple and cheese sandwich.
Now, how obvious was it that this dead girl was like a doll? Same for this guy. Either that or Robert's very strong.
Guess they had a lot of dummies drop by last night. Well, that happens. Used to live in a neighborhood like that.
Yeah, the one thing always comes to mind, especially when it's years later. I mean, we saw this in The Walking Dead and so forth. Gasoline, once refined, will break down pretty quickly.
It does.
But they always seem to have gas for their car, and
Brody says cream cheese is key to the cucumber sandwich. Willing to die on that hill.
Well, Brody, you just lost me, my friend, unfortunately, because I don't do the cream cheese for any reason.
Have you had cream cheese and strawberry jam sandwich? That's delicious, right? You've had that?
That's a great combo.
Mm-hmm. Those bodies are like perfectly spaced apart, aren't they? They just all decided to plop over right there.
It's like they were maintaining a good distance right when they just fell.
I think they had to paint that Caltex on that truck tank, just specifically for the location.
Hey, what does Caltex mean? I don't know. It's an American thing. What do you want from me? Oh, all combinations of some kind of cream cheese and some kind of red jelly or jam. I used to put raspberry preserves into cottage cheese. Oh yeah.
Toast. Don't forget to toast the bread.
You got to toast the bread. Give it a little texture. Whenever you get cream cheese on a bagel from a breakfast place, they put on enough to drywall a house.
Well, not that it'll slow any of us down as far as our appetite, but if you are put off at all as far as talking about food, right? Now's the time to do it because we're about to burn some bodies in the always burning pit.
Oh, so he's got a regular tire fire going where he just dumps the zombies?
Yeah. Well, I think we can reveal at this point, since we have seen the stakes, we are in fact, dealing with vampires, and I guess these just kind of got caught outside after sunup.
Oh, I see. And they didn't burn up in the sun in the traditional. I wonder when that tradition was started.
I don't know.
I love shows. Wait a minute. There we go. Bring out your dead. Ding. I'm not dead.
I'm not dead.
I thought I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back there ringing his bell.
Yeah, I was getting a zombie apocalypse vibes, but this is worse. These are vampires, huh?
They're vampires,
Yeah.
but they're pretty basic vampires. They don't have a lot of the tropes
Oh.
that have developed, especially since this was made.
Of course.
Okay, well, hey, it's time to go to Costco.
Oh, great. Gotta buy 50 pounds of like butter.
You gotta get the do you guys get your eggs like 24 at a time or 48 at a time? I mean,
If
that's
I
the
can find,
thing.
I get them 6 at a time.
I'm always I'm always there buying, like basically for me and my wife, and then I'm like in line behind people who are buying for their entire church. We get the big flatbed with all the giant stuff on it. Like, really? So many people in your life need to drink Gatorade, huh? Okay.
You know,
Some people-
I can't be sure of this, but I have on good authority. This was actually where stores like Walmart, got the idea for their self-service checkout stands. Because that's what Robert's going to do here. Now, are these sides of beef like covered with spider webs?
Isn't that interesting? So he goes in there and he's checking out more garlic.
Yeah, I got to get some fresh garlic here.
But he's been able to keep an engine running that keeps this walk-in freezer working.
Well, I think we only are maybe less than a year after the big apocalypse, so I guess he has to wait a while before he starts losing things we take for granted, like gas and food.
Did anyone ever watch I think it was called Last Minute at Costco? They sell these coffins for 50 cents.
Well, he can make use of them.
I've only gotten the samples myself. Did they shoot it in Italy for the cheaper price of garlic? Garlic does play such a big role. Hey, of course, it's garlic. Come on.
Mirrors.
Well, someone's got to use them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they can see themselves. Now, John, you're about to ask us if we'd seen something.
Right. Had anyone ever seen the TV show starring Will Forte? It was on Fox and it was called Last Man on Earth.
I sure did.
Never seen it.
It one of the things that they say is because the power is provided by dams and rivers and stuff, that it never actually stops. I love that mallet. It's the end of civilization. Do you have a mallet?
Well, you know what he's got to do?
He's got to bonk people on the head.
Let's see.
Okay, what's going on?
Oh God.
Oh no!
I thought he was visiting his girlfriend or wife. That was a vampire.
Wow.
I mean, vampires typically will come awake during the day if they're safely tucked away, but like this guy.
Dude, like Ryan's like, this movie is just me playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yep, more bodies for the pit.
My goodness, what a busy day this guy has. like
Well,
Raphael,
the thing
why
is,
do they
you're never
always
going to get them all, so why even bother? I guess you got to have something to do during the day.
Right. Because I mean, normally I'd be like, finally, enough time for me to write my screenplay.
Yeah.
Forgetting, of course, there's no one to make it into a movie. There's no one to watch it.
But you have that sense of satisfaction of completion.
Most men his age take up gardening.
Yeah. So we disposed of some vampires, burned them in the pit, got a bunch of fresh garlic. Okay.
Back to my garlic.
That was a day well spent.
What happens when his Costco runs out of garlic, though? Does he have like a garden in the back?
Here's the thing. Garlic is actually one of the easiest things to grow.
Well, it's like a fungus, isn't it?
No, it's a tuber.
Oh, that's right.
And if you cut the part of the garlic bulb off that has the roots and you plant it, those roots will grow and then create fruit on top. I don't know that that's always I don't know that those are really the phrases one uses, but Yeah, apparently garlic really easy to grow, but I don't see him gardening at all. He seems to be going to the store, as Tiburon points out.
Now, as we are heading into night, so we're going to see how he spends his evenings, just kind of relaxing, having it. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Who's that guy, and why is he waving his wood?
Now he did put a mirror on his. So I guess in this scenario, mirrors are like distasteful to the vampires.
Diana says,
of course.
why does garlic repel vampires? Are vampires racist against Italians like Weber?
Absolutely.
No one's racist against Italians like Weber. Let's just get that right out there. Oh, they know his name?
Oh, yeah.
My God. They talk and everything. Well, we can listen to just a little bit of this.
Morgan. Come out, Morgan.
Oh, he's playing some jazz.
Come out.
Come out.
Holy cow. So they basically heckle him?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to reveal it, but by the end of the movie, we'll find out exactly what's going on here as far as their familiarity with Morgan.
Oh, wow.
I have to say that this segment is so much more effective when they retained his name for the other adaptions. I mean, Neville. Come out, Neville.
I wonder why they didn't go
wimp. I don't know why they changed the name. No reason for it.
Are Europeans still really mad at Neville Chamberlain?
That could be. Maybe Neville means something, dirty in Italian or something.
You're a Neville. How dare you? You're a Neville. Both of you Neville, shut up.
Totally off topic, but they had to rename the ill-fated spinoff Joni Loves Chachi. I believe in Japan, because Chachi there means something.
Well, what's so bad about Joni loving it?
That's true. That makes sense to me.
Hey, that's more a comment on Joni than it is on anything else.
So poor Morgan here, he's got it kind of rough because he can't really sleep at night.
Because they spend the whole night partying. I used to live in that.
Come on out and party with us, buddy. Actually, you know what? We need to make our own adaptation. We can hear this go, Tiburon. Come out, Tiburon.
Tiburon.
I gotta say the vampires look very zombie-like. Is this like they just hadn't really defined what a vampire was? Like, well,
it's their take on it. I mean, they are self-aware. I mean, they do obviously they speak and they have intelligence, whereas zombies are brain dead essentially. But yeah. they do take on the physical characteristics. They're just kind of lumbering about, and
it's interesting because the idea of what a vampire was in like the 30s and the idea of what a zombie was, like they couldn't be caused by a pandemic the way that we've been doing in Dawn of the Dead and everything since Night of the Living Dead, and everything after. These are Italian vampires.
Italian vampires.
Very lazy and zombie-like.
Oh, no.
I would never say that Italians were lazy. Takes a lot of hard work to cheat on your wife and your mistress.
But I gotta say, Italian food is like one of those foods. Like you go to that Buca di Beppo restaurant, and you have like some beef stroganoff and pizza. You're not spry after one of those meals.
Well, that's why the vampires are lumbering around. They're full.
They're full of carbs. Raphael leaning into the Italian racism. They use their hands extensively. Yeah, and let me tell you right now, there will never be anything bad said about Hispanic people on this show, because I don't want to. I don't feed into that. All of that's terrible. But B, if I didn't have Hispanic friends, half the audience wouldn't be here. So I know which side of the bread my garlic butter is. Chris said he wrote a zom-com called Killer Weed.
Oh, that sounds great.
I think you did tell us about that, Chris,
Yeah.
and it does sound great. Okay.
Now, Robert here,
so-
of course, he does take time to go to church and cry, and
oh,
as a matter of
Well,
fact,
it
he
is
was there the
my
whole
town.
time and burned the. But you know what he just did?
what's
He
that?
got careless, and now the sun's going down.
Oh no!
Because
He's
those
trapped
candles were
outside of
burned
the
all the way down to the stump, and
Sun's already set. They'll be everywhere.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
realize he
no.
was doing voiceover. The sun is already
it was
set.
kind of daylight when he looked out from inside, but now it's totally night. Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Devil. Oh, excuse me, Morgan.
Come here, hug me. Come on, I'm a hugger.
But they can't go in the church, so at least he was safe in there while I was sleeping.
See, Chris gets it. We live in California, John. We all have Hispanic friends. Yes, we do. And we're just guests here, so we'd better behave.
They must have been trying to have cheapy funerals at first, because there were a whole bunch of just kind of handmade crosses there in the cemetery.
That's a very good point. Hey, man, come on, just a buck. Can I wash your windshield for you?
I was going to say they didn't whip out like a dirty rag to.
Oh, man.
This is giving
Well,
me Night of the Living Dead vibes. That like scene where he's like pushing him. Does this predate Night of the Living Dead?
It does actually by a few years. But yeah, I totally agree, Tiburon. It's like very much the same vibe, especially with the black and white, and the fact that the vampires are not real physically intimidating until they're right on you in numbers.
Well, they're just bumping into each other and knocking each other over. And I'm sure if I turn the music up, it's dramatic, but it kind of looks like it could be like, beep, 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 beep. Come on, man, get out of your car, man. Come on, man.
You stab us with stakes, I'm going to get you with a piece of wood too.
We gotta get the guy with our 2x4s.
Now, see, okay, there's a difference in the lore. They do reflect,
Yes.
but apparently they don't like it.
Yeah.
It's almost like using a cross on them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's very sweet. And it's very, very important that we are appreciative. If you remember Night of the Living Dead, they are big car fans. Yeah, there's a lot of driving in Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
Quit banging that door in my hand, please.
I guess they're taking the hacksaw Jim Duggan approach with the 2x4.
And you want to know what's
Dude.
interesting? He didn't take out a key to unlock the door. He just went right in. So couldn't the vampires have gone in there and waited for him?
Well, now are you going to go with the vampire lore that says that they have to be invited in?
Oh, it's true, John. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Although I have heard that was only created for Lost Boys.
Oh, no, I think it predates Lost Boys.
Look at yourself. So he holds up a mirror because he's saying, "Look at yourself. You're Italian."
It's that part, John, you're waiting for.
Oh, so here's that sad part.
Yes,
So
here
there's
it
his
is.
family.
That's her little dolly on the bed in there.
Oh, so
That's one of the vampires, right?
yes, it is.
Yeah.
So he's looking at that guy's family. That's not his family, is it?
Oh,
Or did he have a relationship with that guy?
He must have been friends or something. He probably got tired of watching his own home movie, so he wouldn't got others.
I think I'd be like that, but not with home movies.
yeah. He's like, let me see if there's anything good in these home movies.
I just have a giant pile of VHS tapes that I'd be going through.
Like from Extreme Associates, probably.
Mario and I belonged to we went to wrestling school together, and it was in the back room, or like the back warehouse of a porn company called Extreme Associates. And we were good boys. We stayed away from all the porn.
Oh,
But,
good boy.
But every once in a while, they'd come in while we were practicing wrestling, and they'd be like, "Hey, a couple of guys didn't show up for the gangbang. Who here's in?"
Now, John, I don't think Vincent Price believes you because he's just laughing his ass off right now.
He's crying because he knows what I gave up when I said no. I'm a married man, by God. That was not going to happen. I do love this observation by Brody. The camera work in those home movies is startlingly good. I agree. The editing, the lighting.
Brody, I just have 2 words for you: stock footage. That is it, Morgan.
I do love this from Chris. You did writing for Vivid Videos. Oh God, that's funny.
Did he really?
I bet he did. I mean, if you're in the Valley, I actually turned down that job at one point. Where
So you're saying that he didn't write a Planet of the Gapes, which is an Extreme Associates Award winner?
Ass Artist. Did he write Ass Artist?
Okay, so it's flashback time, so we'll get some clarification on who's what in this scenario.
Well, maybe I can turn up a little. Okay.
Hey, where is everybody? All I can see
Hi,
is
Ben.
I can hear children, but I can't see any children.
The movie must show like a neighbor guy, but yeah, that's his wife and daughter.
Oh, okay. And that's Uncle Ben. So maybe brother-in-law, or
Yeah, that must be that. There we go. Now we got clarification because he's taking the movies. Obviously, he's not in them.
oh, I see. He's the one taking the movie. Well, there you go, Brody. The movies were produced by Vincent Price, who I imagine was pretty good.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Chris did a co-write for The Sopranos.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Chris, when
That's
I was
funny.
on the X show, we reviewed The Sopranos. So I don't know if you liked our review or you never heard about it, or but I recall giving it 3 out of 4 boxes of Kleenex. That's how I used to review.
Oh boy, that's high praise, John.
And Ashley, my cohort in the movie reviewing, gave it 3 out of 4 batteries.
Oh,
Big movie for Stacey Valentine, if I remember correctly. They got a ringer for the home movie cinematography.
now it's possible this does take place in Italy or thereabouts because the newspaper headline did say is Europe's plague, blowing on the wind.
Oh, I
So they're
see.
kind of making it sound like it started in Europe, wherever they are now.
Well, that would kind of match 28 days later,
Yeah.
Check out that hair though on the lady.
That's some
Right?
good hairspray there, man. VO5.
Aquanet. Oh my God. My great friend Jimmy DiGiorgio, co-wrote and directed at least the first 4 of them. there were 9 Sopranos.
Hey, a porno isn't worth its salt unless it has multiple sequels.
The Sopranos.
Brody says, when I worked at a video rental store in college, a couple came in and rented Romancing the Stone and Romancing the Bone.
Romancing the bone. That's
I love their dedication to that storyline. Like, we should see both. You never took a writing credit, just the check. Oh my gosh. I love that girl. That's my Vincent Price imitation. Sorry.
There you go. It's time to cut the cake for little Susie. Yes, here we go. These currently win. All right.
Oh, there it goes.
Plague claims hundreds. So this is the early days of the plague, it sounds like.
And
But it didn't take long.
I have to say that possessive apostrophe was in the wrong place, and that really bothers me.
But don't even get me started on the new development of using apostrophe S to denote a plural item.
Oh,
Drives me crazy.
infuriating.
Yes.
If anyone was wondering who the 2 old guys were out of the 3 hosts here, it's the 2 arguing about the poor use of apostrophes. That's what it is.
Hey, my grandma in Mexico had one of those nets to keep off the mosquitoes. Is that what they had them for?
Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
in this case, they're using it apparently to shield her from the germs, which I'm sure is not very effective.
Well, if it's being spread by bugs, bug bites, they are doing something right, but I don't think
Vampire bugs?
the vampire bugs.
Italian mosquitoes.
Italian mosquitoes.
Yeah, it looks like mom's not doing too well either.
Isn't mosquito like an Italian word? Mosquito. Hey.
It is now, John. Now you've said it. Ooh, the wind wake you up. You know what that means.
Brody
Nice.
used those nets while traveling in India. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice nightie. I mean, on her. I don't want it. I don't even think it comes to my side.
We'll get you some of that Aquanet for your hair too.
All kinds of net.
Now let me guess, they have all the windows open.
You got to get that healing breeze. Why am I getting no sound? I was like, okay, let's try the sound. Nothing's coming out. I'm tippy-toeing, John. You can't hear me.
This movie has a lot of quiet parts to it.
Yeah. This movie is mostly quiet parts.
I heard the door open when you put the volume up.
Oh, that's good. Shode says, I think that's Moscato, John.
Moscato.
Moscato. Hey, other Moscato, what do you do? Yeah, sorry. Just about everything I know about Italians, I take from Chico Marx. So, granted, not a smart racist. I'm sorry. Who else was saying? Somebody was saying something good. What was that?
Oh, I'm just pointing out that they're debating whether to send the daughter to school. I mean, she's so sick just to lay there suffering with a mosquito net over her. So why is it even a question if she's going to school or not? I think she can take a sick day.
Yeah.
But see the little doll back there, John and Mario?
Oh, yeah.
The recurring doll.
That sounds like something my mom would have done, actually. One time I had a fever and she still sent me to school. I was like dying in school, but I had to be there. She's like, you're not staying home.
Well, you had to go infect others. You know?
Well, that's what I was thinking. It was like, oh, they want her at school, so all the kids can get vampirism at the same time and just get it out of the way.
There's a homemade prop sign.
DJB says vampires are the silent killers. Chris says that's why I can never be a vampire. I can't shut up. And then Raphael is pointing out that Chico is Jewish. I know. He's a terrible example of what an Italian is. That is absolutely true. So, did they hire another American actor for him to work with?
Speaking of perfectly coiffed hair.
I see they're mentioning someone named Cortman. Is that Roger Cortman?
Morgan will fill you in. All right, sir.
Sure.
And what did the great man of science have to say today? More of the usual?
Oh, he's trying, Ben, just like the rest of us.
Just like the rest of us.
Now be quiet while I put this eyedropper in this little jar here and get liquid.
So we are way back now in the past when their pandemic is just starting.
Yeah, it's a little long, but yeah, we're flashing back to that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't help what I mean. I might be the only one in the audience that can do this, but it's hard for me to watch this and not have Omega Man running concurrently in my head because they are definitely parallel to each other.
Oh, very similar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I mean, they are adaptations of the same book. I mean, Omega Man went way off and did his own thing.
Mm.
They weren't vampires. They were chemical warfare created zombie types. I mean, I got to admit, man, that movie still scares me. I love it.
Omega Man's a really great movie. When I was a little kid, it was like on the CBS movie, CBS like Friday night movie or something.
Sure, yeah.
And I actually got to see it a couple of times. One of my favorites.
That blonde guy looks familiar. What's his name?
Oh, I wonder what else he's been in.
Well, we'll just have to do a little research here.
I think it might be confusing for a lip reader because I don't find that, my hearing is damaged, but it's not gone. But I do like to have the closed captioning on the screen whenever I'm watching things. And it's so entertaining how different the captions are from what they're actually saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, who is this actor that Mario's curious about?
Okay.
Well, guess what? He's an Italian.
He's in Italian.
Giacomo Rossi Stewart.
Oh, okay, I have no idea who that is.
Too handsome to be a regular American actor anyway. Look
Now
at that
here's
hair.
your this maybe John only recognized the reference, but there's your Matthias equivalent, your counterpart,
Oh, that's right.
doing the news.
That's right. Who's the actor who played Matthias? You know that off the top of your head, don't you, Joe?
Anthony Zerbe.
Anthony Zerbe.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors of all time. He was in so many things in the 60s and 70s and just so creepy, so naturally creepy.
Well, if we're ever having a remake of the Omega Man itself, we already know that John would be a great casting choice for that based on the graphic we used to promote this. Because he's in full Matthias mode. Now there he is drinking out the little dainty cup.
Yeah, and that's funny because I'm sure that's like one of the biggest cups.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, a little girl's blind.
Oh no, they lose their sight. That's one of the first things that happens in this sickness, isn't it?
I guess so. Don't call the doctor.
Verge, there's nothing they can do.
Her name is Verge? Oh, Virginia.
Well,
Virginia.
this way she has a chance. If you call a doctor, he'll report it.
Oh, it's one
Yeah,
of those
see?
plagues.
Mhm.
Oh, they don't want anyone to know they're sick.
Yeah, we're pretty far along at this point.
I don't know if anybody here has been watching Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
Mm-mm.
It's really good. It's
Sweet
actually
Tooth, Twisted Metal.
no. Twisted Metal is on Peacock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that character of Sweet Tooth is a villain, and he's played by Samoa Joe, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. AEW wrestler Samoa Joe.
I'm so happy for Joe because, way back in the day, I used to train with him when he got back from Japan, and he was a good guy. I like Joe. I'm glad he's got things going for him.
Mommy, I can't see. Where's my little bald-headed doll by Dolly?
I can't see, Mama. Where's the pasta? Oh no!
Now we're loading up bodies in the trucks.
Oh no! This is so sad. Oh, and she at least wants a good burial, but no,
Nope, going in the pit. Sorry, baby.
not the flame pit. Who would use that? Ooh.
Now here's the question, though. We know that fire is only so effective against zombies. How effective are they against vampires?
Oh, that's a good.
I mean, would they
question.
just get up anyway in a charred old corpse and?
I think so. I think the history of vampires and fire is that it doesn't destroy them. They're already undead.
You pretty much have to just decimate the entire corpse. I mean, grind it to powder if possible.
Shode says he worked on the Twisted Metal series.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
know
Shode,
that.
I don't think he'd mind me dropping this name, but let us know if you know of a great guy named Robert Thiessen. He's someone that I know fairly well, who has also worked on Twisted Metal.
Oh, fantastic. I hope it was a great set. I hope everybody had a lot of fun. I would hate to think that Twisted Metal was a hard show to work on. So the doctors are rebelling against each other or something. Oh, that's interesting. It's all about me and mine for this guy.
And don't you take my garlic.
Kind of like the garlic wreath. Gotta admit, I do love me some garlic.
Did you ever go to that restaurant, the Stinking Rose? I think it was called.
I have never been to the Stinking Rose down in Los Angeles.
It's
Have you
really
been
good.
there?
Yeah, it's gone now.
Oh, it's
I
gone.
bet no vampires go there.
Yeah, garlic, butter, steaks.
Oh, yeah.
They even have garlic flavored ice cream.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of garlic ice cream. I've always wanted to try it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have one of those in Gilroy.
They should.
Yeah.
Actually, up where I live in the 805 now, I'm a lot closer to the garlic companies. You'd think there'd be some. Oh, the Stinking Rose in San Francisco is still there, and it's terrific.
It's still
Says
there.
DJB.
Ours is gone. The one off
Oh.
La Cienega, I think.
Yeah.
Rosewood.
You know why? Because Hollywood has too many blood-sucking vampires in it. I was in more than one show at the time, so I can't say I remember him, Joe says showed.
I'm not sure what his participation is either, Joe, but I thought I'd put it out there. But
Yeah. You never know. It can be a really, really small town.
Yeah.
All right. So the shorter guy, the Italian guy, is the real doctor. He's the head doctor.
yeah, he's the guy that's running the show because that his buddy over there was kind of being critical of him earlier.
Right.
So he's trying, give him a break.
Well, he's probably making those mistakes of, not putting humans first and trying to serve the bottom line. I don't know. It's movie cliches. That's all I can say.
All I know is it stinks outside, corpse burning in the pit. That's got to be pretty malodorous,
So I imagine, I can imagine that there were some rough days outside based on what Shode says. It was a fun time, but some rough days outside. Absolutely.
I wonder if you've seen that movie you talked about on one of the podcast episodes I had you on. Was it Death Race 2000?
Death Race
Death Race
2000.
Yeah.
That I was like, that looks like Twisted Metal.
Yes. Yeah. All right. We're losing Diana. She's going to hop off.
Later, Diana.
Put it on DVR. Stick with us.
Roast the shit out of.
Have fun, DJB. We'll see you.
Bye. Thanks,
Later.
Diana. Well, wifey's looking a little shell shocked here.
Yes, she
A little PTSD, but probably little girl has made the transition.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's not even there.
Just left one of her dog toys.
It looked like a dog toy, didn't it?
Dude, looked like Odie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing from Garfield.
See, look, she called the doctor. He told her not to.
Oh no.
She kept reaching out her hands, groping for me.
Looking for her Odie toy.
Oh no. Wow, this has taken a very sad turn. Oh boy.
I guess they get their sight back when they become vampires, though. Unless that's the reason they're lumbering around,
Oh. Hey, come on. I don't want to see that kind of domestic abuse. Although I guess it's Italy, so you can get away with that. Are we gonna have like the sons of Saint Anthony coming after us this week because I said so many anti-Italian things?
Yeah, we're gonna hear from the the Italian Anti-Defamation League or something, if such a thing exists. Oh, look, it's a party pit.
Oh Lord. I couldn't wait to dump my family in this pit. I just thought I'd come down myself. Authorized personnel only. Yeah, that's a very influential looking sign. Wait a minute. You can't park there.
To back up to the edge.
You can't park there.
I got a camera around the truck.
I said, did this truck just come in from Market Street?
Mister, I don't know.
And thanks for infecting me, jerk.
I was only riding it. I don't know where it came from.
So he's trying to get his kid. Oh God, this is so sad. Hey, you can't just grab at all the bodies.
My daughter. Mister, a lot of daughters are in there.
Oh, that's terrible.
This is brutal.
Is that one coming down the hill there?
And then proceeded to toss her like a sack of potatoes.
Oh man.
I wonder why the edges of the pit are on fire.
Oh, well, you got to set up a fire perimeter
Oh.
so the zombies don't come up. Up and out. Oh, right. So what I was saying earlier about zombies, zombies were related to voodoo and Haiti, and you know, it was more of a like foreign place kind of a thing. The idea that a sickness could cause vampirism or cause zombies. I don't know that was out there before Richard Matheson. Any idea, Joe?
I would think that's pretty unique to him. Because before that, I mean, it was all like Victorian era type deals that weren't contemporary and related to like a plague like we're seeing here.
Yeah.
And I thought it started with Weekend at Bernie's too. It was no? That's not where it started.
I think it might be just a little bit before that, Mario. Just slightly.
I think that's when the fun started.
That's when the zombies got fun.
I love the idea that they were like, we can do a sequel to this, and everybody's like, Bernie's dead. How can you do a sequel? And they're like, zombies.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting for the wifey to sit up any second now and bare those fangs.
Poor Verge. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Raphael. Bela Lugosi was in the movie White Zombie, and it was based on voodoo, and his character was like Murder LaGrange or something. His first name was Murder.
What a name. Murder LaGrange.
That's when you know your parents really don't like you. Okay, we're going to put her in the front seat, so that way, when she wakes up, she'll have easy access to my neck.
Oh, man.
Well, there's some of that day for night shooting I always love.
Yes. Yes. The nighttime when the shadows are at their longest. You can tell day for night shooting.
Suddenly we're watching an Ed Wood movie, it looks like.
I was really, really lucky, and I got to see a live performance of Mystery Science Theater doing Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, boy.
And Joel Hodgson was not there, but the other Mads were there. And the guys who played the robots as well were there. But one of the things that Dana Gould took Joel Hodgson's place, which was cool because they were friends. And Joel said, yeah, by all means, if you want to do it, Dana, go ahead and do it. And Dana Gould is so funny. And one of the things he pointed out, as we have been saying, is how much driving and cars and parking. I mean, like Night of the Living Dead is a great example. Like they don't just like have a car slow down. You actually see the car stop, and then they put it in park, and then they get out. They walk away.
Well, I think one thing that's still unique with Plan 9 is the cop like scratching his forehead with the barrel of his gun. I think that's awesome.
Murder is not a name to crow about, says Chris. And Raphael looked it up for me. It's right. Murder Legendre.
You don't mess with anyone with that name.
Seriously.
I just know I'm having trouble looking over at Raphael's avatar. It's giving me the creeps. Thanks, Sean.
Raphael, I don't remember you doing that for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yet you did it for January. That's cool.
Wait a minute. What's going on out there, John?
Here.
Are they calling to? Oh, someone's trying to get in.
Uh-oh.
Do you think it's the missus?
Who is it?
Oh,
Who's there?
Who's it gonna be?
Who's there?
There's no music in this show.
There really is no soundtrack.
That's crazy. I wonder how effective that is. Or if they just did it because they're cheap.
Okay, here we go. Oh!
Ah, it's the missus.
The missus.
Applause. All right. Okay, I'm here to help.
I need to fill boobies.
Did she always have that wonky eye?
No, I think this is a recent development from her death.
It looked like makeup, right? Like a makeup effect.
Well, they are Italians. They're good with the makeup, especially around the eye.
Okay, so now we're up to speed of what happened, and we're back to the ramshackle house with the vampires outside lumbering about.
Oh boy,
Damn, that was a long flashback.
that was.
Well, that's what happens when you Oh, I like this guy.
Going to kill you,
That's all.
Morgan.
Want to kill you, Morgan. So this is Uncle whatever.
Oh wow, so this is like they're percussionists as well as zombies. Oh, how annoying! I don't know how many percussionists you've ever had to hang around for, but oof.
They're always drumming.
I do love all the stuff that's been going on in the chat. That was Raphael's vampire outfit for Halloween. Very good.
Oh,
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Very good.
Shode points out that is definitely an Italian doorknob, because I imagine because it also looks like a shower knob.
Shower.
Raphael is doing the voice of the zombies. Coffee.
Now, one little touch we shouldn't miss here is that through his work, Morgan here is immune.
Oh, so that's similar to the other two movies that came after it.
Exactly. I mean, they all follow the same beats.
Yeah.
There's that word we love, beats. So yeah, I mean, he's was a doctor and involved in trying to find the cure, and he was cured.
Oh,
the question is, what do you do now that everybody's dead?
See, now I used to live right across the street from a park, so I know all the stuff he's going through. Having the drug addicts show up on your lawn, having people mess with your car.
Now in the Omega Man, we got this scene at the beginning. Getting a new ride.
I just think it's, I mean, how he could get any car he wants, and he just gets another station wagon.
Well, because he has to haul the bodies every day, John. You can't do that in a little sports coupe.
Well, this would be my Grand Theft Auto 5 setup, where I would have like 18 cars all parked around the house.
Oh, look at Doggy.
Oh,
no, don't kill the dog. Don't kill the dog.
No, that's his companion.
If they kill the dog, we're out of here.
Come back, Rover.
Oh, he's a nimble little fella.
It's alive.
It's an alive dog.
It's
Come
alive.
here, doggy. What is it, Lassie? Your zombie is stuck in a well? Boy, that dog really is running from him. Did somebody tell that dog that Americans eat dogs?
Came looking for food and was ready to become food.
Is this how Vincent Price got that tight belly? He just did several takes of him running up a giant cliff.
Of course.
Oh God, and then running down like 700 stairs. Has anyone seen my dog? It's a black dog, but it's got white stuff on it.
Now, why doesn't he take these three to the pit?
I guess, wow.
He doesn't even know the dog's name. What is he shouting out?
Here, boy.
Oh, there you go, boy.
It just reminds me of that old joke of like, what do you name a dog with no legs? Nothing. He's not going to come when you call.
Oh.
Wow. So the emptiness of the soundtrack is to reflect the emptiness of, hey,
somebody's at work here. I mean, you get that's right now, you get occasional bits of like kind of reaction music, but not an ongoing soundtrack.
Someone's turning these zombies into hors d'oeuvres.
Little toothpicks. They're smarter than he is because they're not having to make steaks painstakingly on a.
He called the dog Pal. Pal.
Hey, Pal.
Which is funny because that's what I do to people when I can't remember their name.
But do you say it in a Vince McMahon tone?
Hey, pal.
Goddamn, pal.
I could have been using these all along instead of carving those steaks every day.
This is so funny that he didn't think to create a longer stake, which would be a spear, I believe.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be wood, it doesn't be pointed, just anything that pierces the heart, I would think.
Tiburon, have you seen the Vince McMahon special yet? I think it's on Netflix.
No, I don't have Netflix. Everyone keeps asking me about that one. If I've seen it, is it good?
I have not watched it. I don't know how much more terrible things I want to know about him.
I mean, what else do you need to know? Like from what we've heard?
Yeah. From what we've heard, he's already the worst human being alive. I'm not sure I want details. Oh.
Now this time, don't go running up on the doggy. Approach him, slowly in a non-threatening manner.
This is how we got our dog Bella.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You just hung out in front of your house?
Well, somebody dumped her at the park, and then she ran around the neighborhood. And like on the first day, my wife called to her, and she came close to my wife, but then she ran away.
Oh.
And she was an all black dog too. She didn't have all these paint drippings on her, but
no, the dog's bleeding.
Oh,
somebody got to the doggy.
Oh, poor doggy.
Vampire dog, watch out.
Oh man.
I haven't shed one tear for any of those humans that got dumped in that fire pit.
But you feel bad for the dog.
I'm like feeling really messed up that dog's dead.
I believe though that we have with the dog, we have a way to test the cure.
Oh,
because he has been infected on some level.
Well, yeah, I was right. He did have that white stuff, and was he from the set of The Sopranos?
Sopranos.
You can rest here, get you all cleaned up, and put a diaper around your tummy.
By the way, does anyone else knows how loosely boarded up the windows are? There's just like a couple random boards here and there.
It's like more of a suggestion than an actual impediment. Like, he put 2 boards up. He doesn't want us using those windows. Oh.
A poodle, too. Like a poodle.
Let me tell you something. Poodles are good dogs. I like poodles. Most people are like, oh, you're a big, tough guy. You wouldn't like poodles. I do like poodles.
I have a mini. I have a mini poodle that kind of smaller and brown, but kind of is reminding me of that.
Yeah. Ours was named Tutu.
Oh, you had a poodle named Tutu?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute. I mean, I've got a husky, and I treat her like she's a sweet little thing, and she's not. She's a monster.
But she loves you.
Yeah, she does. She's a very good girl to me, but she kills every little thing on this. If she doesn't kill a squirrel, her day is ruined.
Now, Mario, if you want to cry over a dog, go watch I Am Legend, the Will Smith adaptation from 07.
Now I'm never going to watch that.
Oh, yeah, because the dog in that one is much more of a prominent character and much more tragically dead.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Hachi, the movie Hachi with Richard Gere? Never watch that. If you're a dog lover, never watch Hachi.
Oh, boy.
Well, I guess we're stay away from that and Old Yeller and Marley and Me and all those movies.
Oh, boy.
It's based on a true story.
Oh. Yeah, so is Marley and Me, actually.
Oh.
Oh, no.
No, not the dog.
Did he put a stake in that dog? Oh, God. This movie about the end of the world is really depressing.
Yeah, I was expecting something more happy-go-lucky.
Does a vampire dog have canine teeth? That's a good question, Chris.
Oh, yeah, I would think so, and very prominent.
Well, we did the dog burying scene today. That was rough.
That was a little bit breaking the routine, though, at least.
But then I had some bread, some olive oil, some fantastic wine, and then I remembered how much I love working in Italy.
This is even better than a dog coming at him now.
Is that his wife?
No, it's just a person.
She's a different girl with that haircut.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
And she got that close to him before she knows he was there.
Yeah. Chris is right. It's a rough watch.
Damn.
No, don't run away.
There's a Vince McMahon impersonation here.
I'm not a perv.
Come here,
Don't
pal.
run, pal. Come back here, pal. I'll make you a diva, pal.
You want to get on WrestleMania, right?
It looked like Vincent Price is having to slow himself down to stay behind her.
I'm going to change your name to Ashley, pal.
Now, John, this is kind of like the
Do you want to come with me or do you want
Rosalind
to
Cash character from Omega Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the other one in Will Smith version.
That's right. That's right. The Lost Girl. That's
The Lost Girl.
That's the trope we're looking at right now. We've caught the hairspray thief.
Hey, you know what? Showed him there's plenty of hairspray to go around now, so let them indulge themselves.
It's like the Burgess Meredith Twilight Zone, except instead of library books, it's cans of hairspray.
Cans of hairspray.
Well, I suppose I could give her the big coffee cup.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Say, would you like to see my vampire steak? I got a whole bag of them. What do you mean that sounds weird?
I do notice, though, that she's not real wild about seeing herself in the mirror.
Impressive.
I love that idea, Raphael. Just imagine Vince McMahon instead of Vince Price. Hey, pal, I made some coffee, pal. My friend Bill Cosby showed me how to make it. Here, have a cup. Well, I've had this first date.
The TV dinners will be ready shortly.
I hope you like nachos. It's all I know how to make.
I held back a couple of Hunger Man dinners just for such an occasion.
Just my luck. The last girl alive is a vegan.
Oh,
or she doesn't like him smoking. That would be funny too.
did she change her hair? It's coming from outside.
She did.
I think she's going on eye makeup
out
too.
loud. Raphael, I am not even saying that out loud. No, sir. No, sir.
That's hilarious.
Well, there's all sorts of terrible things I could say about. Well, she's very pretty.
Did you ever meet Bill Cosby when you were doing like stand-up and stuff?
No. He was very much out of the LA scene by the time I was around, and mostly, like being rich and successful.
Look, just like that garlic.
Oh boy! Again, I've had this date.
Damn it, have some garlic. So yeah, I think we got somebody that's a little bit infected here, kind of on the road.
He was testing. She's a vampire, huh?
It's yes. But in theory, he has the cure if he ever gets a chance to test on someone that doesn't die first.
I do like the fact that garlic is one of the things that the infected don't like. I mean, it is so simple. I really like it. But here's the thing. Garlic is from the same family as onions. Would onions work? I don't know.
Maybe less so, but hey. And the other trope that I think was kind of subtly addressed here is that he did, in fact, invite her in. So there she is in the house.
Oh,
you avoided Cosby and Diddy?
Good point. I'll tell you what would really make this for me is if the actor who played the grandfather in The Lost Boy comes at the end and has a root beer.
Yeah.
He's like,
great place to live in, except for the damn vampires.
Exactly. It's almost sunset. Can't go down there. The streets will be. All right, I think we can listen to a little bit of this action.
Don't touch me.
You cad? Fresh?
Don't touch me, Mr. McMahon. All right, pal.
What about the run with
You
the
must be
Divas
hungry,
Championship, pal?
Big belt that looks like a butterfly, pal.
Oh, stroking the neck. Hmm.
I love that makeup artists are still around and hairdressers.
Well, I think she combed her hair and put on eye makeup from since she came outside.
I guess so, but she does a nice job. I guess she was probably a cosmetologist when she was alive.
Here's another trope in some circles: vampires can't eat regular food.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Did she not eat?
He told her she should eat, and he said, "Nope."
Oh,
So they only suck blood? That's it?
Well, that's what they do typically, but one of my favorite vampire movies is it's a remake, and I like them. I like both versions, but it's the one I'm thinking of is Let Me In.
Oh,
with a young Chloe Moretz, and she's like a little kid vampire, and she tries eating like a piece of candy and just gets violently ill.
If anyone is watching What We Do in the Shadows, they cover all that stuff. It's really funny.
It's that comedy one, right? Like a
Yes,
show?
yes. It's really funny. I can't recommend it highly enough. Really great actors on it.
My friend Tony is Tony Luna is trying to get me to watch that, so I need to check it out.
It will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's never something that I'm like, oh, it's the first show I want to watch. But every time I watch it, I have a good time.
Now here's something interesting: she can't smoke.
But that's like self-destructive behavior. So if you're a vampire, you can't eat a piece of candy, but you can do heroin.
Yeah. The same movie, Let Me In, also addressed what happens if they come in without being invited. And she steps inside and she just starts like basically bleeding from every orifice.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. Have you guys seen that there is like an Italian vampire movie, Innocent Blood, from the 90s? Remember? And there's like mobsters in it. And
yes, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked that one.
I do remember that one.
That
But it must take their inspiration from this one.
Yeah, Chaz Palminteri.
I think Don Rickles is in there, isn't he?
He is. Don Rickles is in there. That's right.
Vampire.
Yeah. It's done as if there are gangsters and a vampire is killing off the gangsters. And one of the gangsters is a good guy or he's a cop undercover or something. He's played by Anthony LaPaglia.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Good movie. So everyone should see it. Hot girl. Very, very hot vampire gal in it.
Well, aren't they all?
That's what makes it difficult.
Now, I noticed he made certain modifications to the house that have nothing to do with barricades. Like this overturned chair, for example. Why was it necessary to do that?
I guess it's to keep vampires from getting too comfortable.
I'd offer you a seat, but oh, look.
Uh-oh.
She got something.
You know, I was just kidding about the heroin.
What you got there?
Oh, is she trying to cure herself? What the?
I was. And without that injection, I'll be one again.
Ah.
What do you mean?
Now, how did other people get his cure?
That's right.
Oh.
Exactly as you said it could be.
I guess some other doctor came with a cure.
Maybe that doctor everybody hated at work. Maybe he actually did come through.
Or the guy with the immaculate hair.
Oh, I don't think that guy did, but he might have.
She looks a little of like, what's that actress name? Sherry O'Terry from like SNL.
Oh,
yeah, I can see that.
She looks a little bit like.
Because do you remember that actress Michelle Lee?
Oh, sure. I know Michelle Lee is. You're aware from Knots Landing.
Yeah. What else was Michelle Lee? She was in a bunch of stuff.
Oh, she was in Herbie the Love Bug.
Oh my gosh, that's right. You never saw that one, huh, Tiburon?
No. The old one or the one with
oh, yeah,
the modern one.
No, not the modern one.
The recent one is Lindsay Lohan, but
yeah,
the original had Michelle Lee in it.
Michelle Lee, I mean, this is a movie I know probably neither of you have seen, but the movie version of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Yeah.
She's like the main girl in that. And she's great.
Oh, I bet. I saw that on Broadway, actually.
Oh my God. Did you see one of the more modern revivals of it? Like with
Well,
Matthew Broderick or
it's been 20. I saw it with Stamos. He was
I would watch a Broadway show with Stamos.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. She's got those 60s teeth.
Well, I mean, important plot points here. She's revealing to Morgan that she's with a group that's going to reorganize society.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm kind of wondering, is this a cure that she's got or something else?
I don't know. I think we can listen to a little volume here.
I'm supposed to keep you here until they come.
You traitor.
Italian women. They'll pull a gun on you. I'm telling you.
It's a swerve.
She's not a baby face at all. She's a heel.
She's a mall.
Well, what are you waiting for?
This is like that little tiny gun that Jasmine Guy tried to kill
Eddie
Murphy in Harlem Nights. He's got her little gun. Oh, it's so cute.
No, I suspect now that the injection she wanted to take was to keep her from becoming human again.
To do.
Oh? Uh-oh. I don't know. Maybe let her inject her stuff, man. Chris says he saw How to Succeed in Business on Broadway with the original cast.
All right.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Oh, wow. During a high school trip. We went to Broadway when I was in high school, and I got to see Barnum, but it wasn't starring Jim Dale, the guy who had created the show and made the show very popular. It was starring Tony Orlando.
All right. Tie yellow ribbon.
It was still quite good.
Now, see, he's gonna force the cure on her. Looks like.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, How to Succeed had come back, maybe like 10 years ago or something, with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh yeah,
in the main role, and he won a Tony.
Oh, he definitely great in the part.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, it looks like some kind of transfusion. What is he?
Well,
siphoning?
I think despite what she's told him, that he's going to force that cure on her, she's going to be pretty pissed.
Uh-oh. She doesn't want the cure. She's got the sweetest love hangover that she doesn't want to get over.
I mean, we're starting to get the first indication of the meaning of the original novel's title, I Am Legend. I will further elaborate a little bit later. But basically, he's the oddball. He's the outcast in society, not them.
Yeah. He's the weirdo.
What are you doing?
Oh, no. You gave me a tattoo.
Look.
She's
But it's a real beauty. It's a Mexican cutie.
She's like, did you Cosby me?
Look at yourself. You're a very pretty Italian girl.
Says, you know what? I don't look half bad.
You see? It worked, Ruth. The antibodies in my blood worked.
Oh.
My blood
I
is
don't want
saved
it to.
He used his blood on her blood without permission.
Mm. Well, just like Neville and Omega Man did for Richie.
Remember it, McMahon, not Price.
Hey, pal, you didn't have enough steroids in your bloodstream, pal, so I gave you some of mine, pal.
Remember, pal, red equals green, pal.
Now the big test.
Here, now you can finally have garlic bread and garlic toast
It smells pretty good.
and Prego onion and garlic. Oh, this is me and garlic, by the way. Unfortunately, my system doesn't like it.
Let's just hope you never become a vampire, John. That would be tragic. No more garlic for John.
No, unfortunately I react to garlic the way people who cannot drink milk react to milk.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not painful. It's just I'm gonna have to go away for a couple hours.
Does it stop you from having the garlic?
I love garlic, so no, it does not. Same with onions.
You just know you're going to have to pay for it later. That's all.
But like garlic gives her agita. Hey, you got my sister in there?
Hope your intentions are honorable.
Well, you've made her human. Now you're going to have to marry her.
But if this doesn't last?
But it will.
It will last.
I've already checked it.
Do you have any idea how long Vincent Price lived? A very long time. Here, I'll show you something fun under the microscope. At that point, anyone would let the zombies in. They don't want to look at your microscope, Vince.
To expand upon a point I made earlier, I think some of the boards that are kind of in that window have been broken out and since have been replaced.
Oh, and that might be where they get their weapons. They actually tear those 2x4s off the windows and like, nah, I'm gonna hit you with it.
Now, how was this guy able to walk in?
He snuck in. Uh-oh.
He's supposed to be invited.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
oh no!
All that for nothing.
Damn it, Batista! What are you doing?
Here, move over. Let me show you how to do it, pal.
We'll see what happens when you don't lock the door. Oh, look, who are these people?
Just dancing away with their lumber.
Uh-oh.
Run!
Does this end like Night of the Living Dead?
I don't know. It looks like it, doesn't it?
Kind of. Now, are these people or vampire people?
Oh, those are the spear guys. Spear gang attack.
Oh boy.
Hey, I don't want none of this. No, me neither. Oh, it's the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, except for zombies.
This reminds me of the ending of Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, wow.
Our army shows up at the last minute.
I have to see that. That was a great movie. I really, but I haven't seen it in so long.
Oh, it's great. Wait a minute.
You know, I think Tiburon's right. This reminds me so much of the end of Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, there's definitely parallel plot points.
And this is 64.
Oh yeah, it predates Night of the Living Dead a few years.
I mean, it could influence it. Definitely could.
However, this came after the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, which influenced both of them, I think.
Did it?
Yeah. Okay, so army guys are driving off.
It's so funny. It's like all these different casts of sprockets. They're all dressed in black. And now we killed the zombies.
My question, if I was Robert Morgan, is like, what the hell took you guys so long?
So these guys are all part of some anti-vampire zombie initiative.
Seems that way.
But they don't know about Vincent Price? Shoot.
Well, that's actually what they are.
Yeah, why do they want to kill him?
I don't know. Why aren't they firing those guns? You know. Holy cow.
Hold it. Oh, he has a chance to shoot us first.
So where is he? Like the police building or something?
Yeah, it said there was a police auxiliary station or something.
Oh, okay. So there is an armory that he knew about.
But guns don't work against vampires, do they?
Yeah, I got my lucky bullet bag. Oh, now their guns work.
Yeah. Don't fall.
Instead of a carefully placed shoulder into the door. I'm kind of loving the Foley work on this. These are not their footsteps.
No.
What would they use? Like, do you guys know? Like, what would they use to make that running sound?
Shoes on a piece of wood, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
On a table. There'd be like 6 of them.
Some Crocs.
The Steak Squad.
Steak Squad.
Zombie task force late as usual.
They could like split up. I like how they're all running in just one large group.
I like these weapons of his that create like a little sparkler thing for like 2 seconds.
It's like he went to the safe fireworks section of the store.
Safe and sane.
Safe and sane.
Oh, they got him.
Oh no.
I think they got him. Yeah.
Oh, good gracious. They got me in the arm.
Thank God I made it to church.
We're almost done here. We got like 3 minutes left.
No, we're coming to the big revelation, I think, pretty quick.
I'm gonna bag out just to make sure we don't get thrown off the air, but I think we might get away with putting the very end up. Okay, lots of action. Appreciate all the action. Lots of Italian actors got to work. Oh, now the girls in black have shown up.
Yeah,
in time to cough.
Oh, there's a kid.
Now, for what it's worth, this all of this is not in the original.
Okay, so this is what they added for this particular.
Yeah, we need a little action at this point. So,
yeah, Act 3 was a little uninteresting for them until they added the church scene. This kind of reminds me of the end of Planet of the Apes too. Beneath? No, the second one, whatever.
No, yeah, I was going to say you must mean Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. There's lots
the
of gunfire.
Our God. Remember, they were like their worship.
That's right. All hail the bomb.
All things bright and beautiful.
All of you freaks. Mutations.
You're all a bunch of freaks.
Got him.
Oh, nice catch.
Hey, that's just like an Omega Man. That's like the deleted scene we just watched.
Freaks.
It is.
I'm a man. The last man.
Oh, boing.
Robert.
Okay, important plot point right now.
They were afraid of me. They were afraid of me. They were afraid of me.
I didn't
See?
know.
Oh, I see. So they were afraid of him. Okay, wait.
The army people we saw were like her. They were like not quite vampires, but on their way, and their mindset had changed to form this new society.
It's real baby
there's a
crying,
baby.
by the way.
Yeah.
Why did you put your baby in this movie? Oh, is that her baby?
Don't cry.
So they didn't.
A vampire.
We're all safe now.
They didn't accept him because he was fully human.
Well, that's the gist of the original novel's title, I Am Legend. He's the monster. And they're just terrified of him, so they want to kill him. They want to get rid of him, and they did.
Oh, okay.
Because this is the human race now, what we're saying.
Oh, okay. So they're like hybrid monsters.
Well, except the people with the guns, they were kind of on their way to becoming full-fledged zombie vampire types.
I see. Raphael, I think that's a good, very good observation that it is very martyr. And Chris says the baby gets extra pay.
Yeah, I wish that Dinah were still here. Maybe she'll check it out the rest of it later, but she mentioned that the ending for the I Am Legend adaptation with Will Smith was bullshit, as she put it.
Mm.
And it was. So much so they had to like invent some stupid dialogue to justify the title.
Right.
Well, he lived a long time, so therefore he was a legend. Oh, give me a break. It was stupid. But the original ending that was filmed for that adaptation with Will Smith was more in tune with what we just saw.
Mm.
And I think I said the show with John recently, they are inconceivably making a sequel to the Will Smith version, which is going to continue on from the unused alternate ending.
Oh, right. You did tell me about that.
So I don't know how that's going to work, but anyway, that's the gist of the title. I mean, Robert Morgan / Robert Neville became the monster in this world. I mean, because think about it, he's the only one. He's scary. He like goes out and hunts them during the day when they're defenseless. That's their perspective on who he is.
Oh, I see. So these hybrids, they are still out during the day. They're still conked out.
Well, like she was.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on their way to becoming like the rest of them, and they want to continue on that path. They say, "Hey, this is what we are now. This is how we want to remake society."
Interesting.
The only thing standing in the way is Morgan.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good one.
Yeah. It had.
You dig that, Mario?
Yeah, I like that. It was good. Yeah.
You got to go check out the Omega Man.
That's the better one.
It's my favorite of the three adaptions.
It's really good.
It's very much distance from the original book. As a matter of fact, somebody asked Richard Matheson once, "Well, what did you think about that?" And he says, "It's so far removed from my novel, I don't even consider it an adaptation." And it is. It's extremely different, but it's very effective.
Yeah. It's very cynical and kind of hopeless, which it has in common with this movie, and I enjoy that. But it is very American. It's very like Charlton Heston is the last man on Earth, and science fiction Charlton Heston to me, Soylent Green, Planet of the Apes. Beneath the Planet of the Apes, he was barely in it, but I still enjoyed him in it.
He was there.
And Omega Man, I really loved these movies. He was I always thought he was kind of like John Wayne, but better.
Yeah. No, Omega Man, Tiburon, I would encourage you to, I mean, it's not hard to find online. Check out the Omega Man. John mentions an American influence here, and that reminds me, during the long gestating development period of I Am Legend with Will Smith, at one point, Arnold Schwarzenegger was attached to star and was going to be called American Legend. Thank God that didn't happen.
It would have just been a lot of Aldio.
I am the American legend. That's me, the American legend. That's me. I mean, at least with Will Smith, you had Welcome to Earth. At least you had that. That's funny. Chris says, well, technically Moses was science fiction too.
Well, that's a great quote from it is Rosalind Cash, right? His co-star in Omega Man.
I don't know. I could be.
I hope I'm not getting your name wrong. That'd be a huge disservice to someone that we love. But
yeah,
he was quoted as saying, when they asked about their love scene in the movie, saying it was kind of intimidating screwing Moses.
Well, she was like she was a black woman, right? She had big natural hair, big beautiful afro. And that was kind of 70s too. It was like, he's so cool, even a black woman will do it with him.
That's right. She was into it. I'm looking at because I gotta make sure I'm not getting her name wrong.
Well, and Charlton Heston, in the great movie star tradition, was in good shape.
Yeah,
and he was a very physical actor. So he was also in Earthquake.
That's when he started slipping away from the sci-fi and just more of the straight action.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure everyone thought he was slumming when he was doing sci-fi.
Well, that's their problem because we love it. And I just confirmed, yes, it is Rosalind Cash.
Did she do other movies? I don't recall her being in other things.
Oh, nothing that comes to mind. I mean, she was a working, actress for some time, sure.
Yeah. Hey, maybe she married a rich guy. You never know.
Well, I mean, I know she had other roles later. She got a little more, as she got older and more matronly, she took on roles of that. I mean, I think she was in other horror stuff, a little bit later.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Well, El Tiburon, I do consider you an expert in movie horror. What movie would you suggest to us to watch after this?
You know what it was kind of reminding me of in the beginning was 28 Days Later. I'm sure you guys have seen that one, right? Have you seen it, John?
Absolutely. And I agree with that assertion, Tiburon, because like 28 Days Later, and of course, we're all looking forward to the forthcoming sequel, 28 Years Later.
I love that promo for it, by the way.
Yeah. They were not zombies, but similar. So to evoke those vibes, but it was, and just like the so-called vampires in this, they were vampire-like, but not really.
Yeah.
So, and that's a great way to kind of invent your own mythology too.
There was an Italian movie and an Italian filmmaker, and it was, I think, it's considered the first zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this great story that Quentin Tarantino had that he was telling in some interview, where he was interviewing this guy, and he was saying, like, well, your zombies were like this and they were like that. And the filmmaker had no respect for Tarantino at all, which tells you he's a good filmmaker. And he said, stop saying that. I didn't create zombies. I created the infected.
Ah, yes.
And that reminds me of, I know there was an original movie, but the more recent one was called The Crazies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a remake of an old.
I've seen that one. Crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Actually, I only watched that one because I think the first zombie that attacks people at like the Little League game, that actor he was a friend of mine. He was somebody I auditioned with all the time.
You watch a lot of horror movies.
Crazies was actually a Wes Craven movie, the original.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Go ahead, Tiburon.
Like, you watch a lot of horror movies for someone that doesn't like horror movies.
That is interesting, John.
Well, that is a very good point. And I have to say, because I am that 5-year-old child who hides behind the sofa but still wants to watch, that's me. And a lot of times, if I'm trying to decide what I want to watch, it won't be a horror movie. But if I, back when I had cable, I'd end up watching a ton of them because that's what's on.
Yeah. Hey, let me suggest one that I just saw. It's a modern one.
Yeah.
The Substance. I just watched that last week with Demi Moore.
I hear really good things about that.
If you like Cronenberg movies, if you like The Fly,
I do.
Watch The Substance.
Oh, I definitely check that out. That's right up my alley.
Yeah,
as John knows.
Yeah.
Raphael says the original Crazies was a George Romero movie.
Raphael, I stand corrected. Thank you. Yes.
George Romero.
That's cool.
Okay.
That is cool. Yeah. David Cronenberg with the body horror. I really liked Cronenberg movies. Chris, you're not wrong. John is a horror ostrich. And a lot of times, like, the horror that I like is it's very similar to this movie. One of the movies that I've really enjoyed lately, and you'll never accept it as a horror movie because it's not a horror movie. It's called Civil War.
Is this the new one they just made?
The new one they just made, and it had
Kirsten Dunst
in it, and I like fast forwarding through all the talky stuff, but the horror of watching Americans killing Americans in an extremely justified, like, they're not questioning what they're doing, and you get a lot out of watching the war scenes. How, the soldiers that are attacking Americans have a certain attitude and a certain kind of training. and that the Americans who are fighting back have a certain kind of attitude. It's really amazing to see that sort of North Vietnam versus South Vietnam, North Korea versus South Korea. Like that level of horror to me is freaking horror. And I can't stop watching it. I keep going back.
I for one don't dispute that categorization. I mean, horror is a main genre, as I call it, and below that there are lots of subgenres.
Yeah.
So it definitely falls in one of those, and I would think that
just
anything that makes
came
you
out?
feel a certain way is going to be deemed horror, in my opinion.
That just came out. Civil War
within a year or a year and a half.
Yeah, it's a new one. It wasn't released theatrically, as I recall. It was kind of direct to streaming somewhere.
I think so. It's on Max right now.
Okay,
that's who has it. But it's called Civil War. Even the previews are good.
You know what it is, Tiburon? And this might spark some recognition for you. And again, Raphael, if I'm getting this wrong, please correct me again. But I think it's an A24 Studios movie.
I think so.
And it's among their most with the biggest budget, because their stuff's usually pretty low budget.
Yeah. And this is a good, honestly, Raphael is finishing my thought here that for modern folks, and I think this is, Tiburon, I think this is where you and I take a fork in the road.
Just look up there. That's all I have, slashers up there.
Yeah. I know for me, slasher movies are really hard to watch. I don't love the kills. I don't love the imagination that goes into the violence, and yet I will occasionally fall into one of these like torture porn kind of movies.
Yeah.
Tiburon, what's the movie where it was there are these kids and they corner this like couple and they basically capture them and are torturing them to death, but they're kids.
Oh, I don't know. Joe, do you know that one?
It sounds so familiar, and I know you're not talking about the Liv Tyler movie, because that's that's like a house invasion. That is outside. Yeah.
No.
Right. And I did see that one.
Yeah.
I love slashers, but I don't really like the gore, very like gore porn, I guess they call it. Like
yeah.
The Green Inferno. I don't know if you've seen that one with
the Green Inferno is awful.
Eli Roth.
Yes.
I have watched scenes from it because that's another one of those I can't look away. It's so freaky to me. And it's Green Inferno is there was another movie that it was sort of a spin-off,
Cannibal Holocaust. I think it was based off of which I will watch.
That the one that they claimed, or people thought it was actually a snuff film. It was like real.
They kill like an actual turtle. I don't want to watch that movie. Like that's crossing the line. Like slashers to me, they're fun. They're so over the top that like that couldn't happen. Like Jason's not gonna cram someone's face through like a RV, and the imprint is perfect. Like that to me is fun. Like it's funny, but that gore porn stuff is too much, I think.
Raphael is like Children of the Corn, and Chris
that's
is
what
like
I thought about
the Corn.
Children of the Corn, that's the one.
Children of the Bone.
Actually, I do want to see Knock on the Cabin Door. That's got our boy Dave Bautista in it.
You would like Cabin in the Woods.
I would, right?
It makes fun of horror movies a little bit, like slashers and stuff.
I have to see that. I do. John, if you have a clip of the Sopranos review, I'd love to see it. Chris, please believe me when I tell you, the only place any of the footage from my old show, The X Show, exists is on VHS tapes that I have in my garage. I have actually talked to the executive producers I worked for back then, and they're like, because I at one point I wanted to see if I could stream the old show that I was on, and so I asked the executive producer, who's created lots of shows, the Below Deck series, that's his. He is such a rich, successful guy. And so I asked him, hey man, would you mind if I did that? And he said, I wouldn't mind at all. Go right ahead. And I said, do you think the network would mind? And he goes, do you really think the network remembers that you worked for them? And no, they don't.
All you need is a converter then, right? To convert it to
I
digital?
could convert it to digital, but you know it's going to look like hot garbage.
Well, what difference does that make?
Yeah, I mean, I could try. I mean,
somebody did it because I did find one scene with John in the X Show on YouTube.
And Raphael, I think, found that too, but it's me appearing in, I think, Mark DiCarlo's reel or something. Like somebody preserved that, and then there was the time we had the Misfits on. Do you remember the Misfits?
Well, that's what I remember. That's when I found
the Misfits. Was it Jerry only, or was it?
Yes. And Doyle was on guitar. But yeah, I introduced the Misfits. So actually, there's a lot of Misfits fans out there that are like, "Oh, hey, you're that guy from TV." It's like one of the few times the Misfits ever made it to television. Yeah. Chris says, like the Sopranos wasn't hot garbage. Oh no, it was hot garbage. Oh no, it was. But it was Rob, somebody who worked on that, right? Or directed that or produced that, Chris? I just remember there was a guy named Rob, and he was he was so much like Rob Black, but it wasn't Rob Black. But the guy that Mario and I used to, I can't say work for, because we didn't get paid.
Yeah, we didn't get paid. We worked for free. And we paid to be there.
We paid to be there to take wrestling lessons. And then we worked security and crew, ring crew, and building all the ramp and hanging all the stuff. We did all that for free. And Rob Black would tell us to hurry up. Hurry up, you bums. Chris, that's it. Rob Spallone. And Jimmy DiGiorgio directed. That makes perfect. Oh, and Raphael knew that too. Rob Spallone.
Thank God for our audience.
I didn't know the Sopranos was that big. That had that big of a following.
I had no idea that they got to nine chapters of that story. But hey, man, that was a really wild time. That's when adult film was almost as big as regular film. And that was VHS tapes still, but they were just starting to roll over to DVDs. Oh, I had no idea that it was Jimmy who passed away, Chris. Oh, I see. Send my good wishes. I take no joy in the loss of any good person, and certainly no joy in the loss of a friend of a friend. Sopranos was the biggest selling porn video of all time. What?
Is that true? Is that a shoot, brother?
That could be a shoot, doggy. I think that might be a shoot. I'll tell you one thing. When I was a porn reviewer on this show, people would ask me all the time, Jenna, what's her name? Jenna
Jameson?
Jenna Jameson. They're like, so what's your favorite Jenna Jameson movie? And I'd be like, I don't like Jenna Jameson that much. They're like, what? I'm like, she's too easy to like.
Over there. I mean, I would have said it on Private Parts, Howard Stern's movie. But...
You're saying that's too obvious? Too obvious?
Too obvious. A little too obvious for me. I tend to like the more unusual gals. Those
more like the curtain jerkers, the guys that the ones that
jobbers.
The jobbers. Jenna Jameson was a top guy.
When it comes to wonderful blonde porn stars, I like Jenna Jameson, but I have to give it to Katie Morgan, my personal opinion.
Who was my favorite? Because I did have a bunch of favorites. There was a gal named Brigitte Kirkhope. She was awesome. I loved her.
I saw a bunch walking around at the wrestling training, but I didn't know who they were in their birthday suits.
And did you look away and be a gentleman, or were you?
Just, it's like staring at when you look at the sun. You just quick little glimpse.
Guys, you know that all three of us have healthy, red-blooded American male qualities. When we can come off a movie where little kids go blind and die, get burned in a pit, and within 5 minutes we're talking Sopranos.
Hey, remember Jenna Jameson?
Diana J. Brody, if you're watching this later, let me apologize. I'm sorry. I know this is probably the stupidest thing I could do, but if there is going to be a Sopranos video out there, I do want to have seen it.
Does somebody send that to you, Raphael?
Well, Raphael mentioned it exists, and so I was, but I have a feeling these are like hang on. I have a feeling these are more skits than they are actual trailers. But let's see. It's my show, and I can ruin it if I want to. Just want to say that Joe Townsend had no say in the matter. He had no choice. Do not blame him for this.
Although I'm sure I won't disagree.
Rated R. Okay, well, right now it's not the Sopranos.
The Sopranos.
No, it's just somebody did a skit.
Okay.
Good for you. You live in Jersey, you did a skit.
Well, we got us excited there for a second.
Well, let's just say maybe there is one out there, although I can't imagine there would be one. Hang on. What are we looking at? This does not look. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Nope. Okay. All right. This is a terrible idea. Never mind.
Yeah, I think we need to get out of that, John.
We're live, pal.
We got all the way through.
It's live, pal.
Kicked off for community standards.
How did those things end up on YouTube?
I guess if they're on YouTube, it should be okay to look at thumbnails here, but who knows?
Well, I can't wait to see if I just got in trouble with with YouTube for showing things that are on YouTube. That would be fun. I think that does it for the show, huh, boys?
I think so. I mean, we definitely are giving a good precedent for our upcoming After Dark episode.
We're going to show some naughty things that our grandparents may have seen back in the day.
Oh boy.
There will be burlesque and there will be dancing girls. But it won't be
not rail thin either. They're nice and healthy.
Just like in the old days.
They're wearing the big bloomers. The big bloomers.
They're wearing the pasties that look like yarmulkes. The big giant pasties. Anyway, next week here on Retro Rangers, this is assuming that Retro Rangers HQ is still allowed to be on the air next week. That will be Columbo. We'll be watching the very first time Columbo appeared on television, and I'll warn you, he was not played by Peter Falk, but it is the guys who created Columbo. It is the very first Columbo mystery, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with Barry the K when we do that.
But despite this, we had to, of course, depict John as Peter Falk, so
which is just for fun and funsies. And that's the way it goes. On Thursday, I'll be playing the radio show Box 13, Find Me, Find Death, in which a writer asks for people to send him their troubles. He will help them out as long as he gets to write and own their story. And in this particular episode, a guy sends him a letter that says, I'm going to kill you in 4 days. I dare you to stop me. Find Me, Find Death from Box 13. It's going to be fun. We do not next Saturday have a Retro Trekkers coming up because Retro Trekkers is moving to a week from this coming Tuesday, and it's going to be a biggie. We got our friend Eric Kramer back. Eric Kramer, who was here on Retro Rangers very recently. He will be on board SB 80 with me and Mr. Townsell, and we will talk about the famous episode Mirror Mirror. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's all the things that are coming up. I didn't show you this. So, Tiburon, I hope you'll enjoy having a little watch party of this little thing I'm about to share. Can't use this one very long.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I think that baby's Tiburon. He's a baby.
Damn. Look at that.
Only 50, man.
Why, thank you, Raphael.
Yes,
JoeTownsell.com. Be sure to join our good friend, JoeTownsell.com. Also, Chris says that he has figured out a way of multitasking 2 podcasts on a Tuesday night. Thank you so much, Chris, for including us in your Tuesday night.
Yes, because John and I were talking after last night's show, and we would have hated to lose you live. So thank you for going the extra mile for us.
That is a well, nothing worse than not having a new beer.
Well, you may need one.
El Tiburon, how can people find you on the internet while you do all your fun stuff?
At Retro Tiburon on YouTube. I do a lot of video game live streams. I do podcasts. I've had Joe and John on talking movies, talking video games, old school wrestling, because I love my old school wrestling.
I sure love it myself.
Goddamn, pal. I record like vlogs at the swap meets, picking up movies, old junk, all that stuff that you probably see behind me here.
Yes. So check out El Tiburon. Lots of great places to find him. I enjoy you very much on Instagram as well. So lots of great places to find Tiburon. Go looking for him. He has an empire that you should support.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
And boys, I think that is gonna do it. Let's call it a night.
I think we have to, because I'm trying to get my jaw hurt from laughing.
Good night.
Get your popcorn, warm up your TV. Captain John, Commander Joe got something to see. We're all back in time to the golden past. With the Retro Rangers, oh, it's such a blast. We're flying high with the Retro Ranger. Give it a try, and don't be a stranger. Strap yourself in for a fun-filled flight. Retro Rangers are flying tonight.